Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to Dawn Spiritual Guidance. It's your girl Dawn, and we got a message for you. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Welcome to your timeless collective message. All right, so if you are watching this, you could be going through a very you could be experiencing a lot of spiritual attacks, right? Like overcoming a lot of them, right? Day after day, it feels like minute after minute sometimes, right? Um, so just letting you know that you are not the only one, okay? Breathe in, breathe out, okay? Because I know sometimes, a lot of the times for myself, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I just need somebody who's going through the same thing. Not because not out of misery loves company, out of someone just so happens to be going through this, and it would be nice if we could grow and heal together through it, right? And the enemy likes to make you think that you're the only one going through certain things, and in certain cases that particular scenario might be uniquely to you and your journey, but certain feelings are like universal, right? Feeling depression, feeling, anger, hurt, you know, those things are universal. It's just that everybody doesn't heal the same way, are approachable, so on and so forth. So some of you guys may need to find like people, like-minded people. It's giving soul tribe energy, okay? Yeah, finding like-minded people who resonate with you. I know that can be easier said than done, depending upon what season God has you in. Okay, so Holy Spirit, what's going on? What does the people need to know? Diamond in the rough type energy. Okay. Pressure creates brilliance. Embrace challenges. They reveal your true strength. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to mention this because this is God in his messages. So God allowed you to go through certain things to make you strong. Yes, to prepare you, to train you for all that he has prepared for you in any other battles that you will go through later, right? Well, I am also going to take the time to say that although that is all true, yes, I'm also going to say that going through it is icky, it's nasty, and nobody wants to keep hearing that I'm going through this because it's making me stronger. Like I was telling God the other day, like, God, I love you down bad. It's just that when you say, oh, I'm doing this to make you stronger, like I understand that. At the same time, it feels like it's dismissing the trauma and the pain that I am trying to convey to you to be healed. Like I understand that may not be your intention. At the same time, I need nurturing, and you're telling me that this is supposed to be making me stronger, and I'm like, hey, so I'm giving God's side, and I'm also giving the people side, right? Because I'm a part of the collective too. So God hears you. God understands. And coming from the people side, right? Coming from the people, I'll be like, well, God actually speak louder than the words you say that. Because I'll be like, because God be like, I'm coming, or I'm doing this, or I'm working. I'm like, I know you say these things, you say it, and I know your words mean like what they mean. Okay, you never gotta like wonder or doubt if God go keep his word. It's just when it's the divine timing. Okay, so that's for somebody. Listen, and I'm gonna tell you, because I done been through some shit. God keeps his promises down bad, okay? He keep them down bad. Listen, so you ain't never got a doubt. Is God gonna come through? Is God gonna? Yeah, he is. What will piss you off at times, though, is the win. Because God say, yeah, I'm going to come through. Yeah, I'm going to stop the shit. Yeah, I'm da-da-da-da. But then next thing you know, a month might go by, another month might go by, and you back. Hey, God, it's me again. Remember that conversation we had like yesterday or last month? And you said that you was going to stop and do and da-da-da-da-da. And now, I'm just waiting. I've been hurting. So some of you guys are in a waiting season and you feel like you hurting. Like, can this waiting season be better? Some of you guys, you understand that God has adversities. Okay, a lot of you guys, you understand that God will put you through certain things, for this, that, and third purpose, and so on and so forth. But again, like I said, I'm going to say what God is saying. I'm also, because I represent the people too. I'm a part of the collective too. Sometimes it's like, God, we understand, but does it have to be this bad? Right? We understand training. Does it have to be this bad? We understand preparing. Does it have to be this bad? We understand the waiting season. Does the waiting season have to be this bad? So, right? Because sometimes it's not about not having faith. You can have faith and just be like tired of what you're going through. Both can be true. You have the faith that God is going to come through, but you're also at the same time tired of going through what you're going through. And it doesn't have to be exactly what God promised right then and there, but you feel like the waiting season could be less shittier than what it is, right? All right. So you have ambition and somebody doesn't like that, okay? Somebody doesn't like that you have ambition, okay? So there's some jealousy around you from a family member, a friend, a lover, okay? Or this is you towards someone, okay? Yeah, they didn't see it coming. They didn't see this strength about you. They didn't see this aura about you, your gifts, okay? Or they didn't think you could pull through or something like that. Or this is what you thought about somebody. Somebody's surprised at how you pulled through. Somebody's surprised that your gifts, your strength, your abilities, okay? Yeah, see, look, smiling devil in reverse here. Yeah, somebody that was smiling is now frowning because I guess somebody made a deal with the devil here. Some sort of agreement. Yeah, somebody made a deal with the devil here. You see shyness, it's in reverse. And for me, it's nothing wrong with being shy. What people tend to take people who are shy or come off shy for granted, right? Or as being gullible and so on and so forth. That's not always the case, right? So somebody, they misjudged a book by its cover, okay? Because maybe you appear shy, right? Maybe, but deep down, you know how to handle business, okay? With somebody, they mistook your kindness for granted, okay? And now they're a sad devil. They're unhappy because the deal that they made with the devil didn't go through because, well, they underestimated their opponent. Or you did. Flip the energies as you see fit. Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. We have karmic feminine in reverse. So somebody could have been trying to either disguise their energy, okay, as not a negative karmic energy, or someone just didn't graduate from being a karmic and they tried to without doing the healing work, okay? Whether this was you and or them. Flip the energies as you see fit. Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Take what resonates, sleep the rest behind. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, you guys have been going through a lot here. I'm thinking about Calvary. I went to a funeral and at my cousin's church and stuff. And his church is called Calvary. It's a Baptist church. And it was quite a long journey getting to the burial, if I might add. And it was a rough journey, might I add, at that. I mean, the route we took and everything. I mean, we saw accidents. We was going, we had to go over the river and through the woods. To grandmother's house we go, okay? And so, well, we made it, all right? Yes, we made it. And you guys are going to make it here because, so it's been a journey and it's been a long, rough journey at that to Calvary. So to the promised land. All right, guys. Remember when Jesus carried that cross? And not only did he carry the cross, he carried the cross. It was a journey carrying that cross. And it was a rough journey carrying that cross. Not only was he famished, he was beaten to death. And I feel, and I've also saw a video saying that Passion of the Christ, it didn't do, I mean, it was a great movie, but it was a kinder version of what really, really went down. Okay. Like, and I already thought it was graphic to begin with, and other people did too. So just think about that. That wasn't the only stuff he went through. It was sugar-coated, baby. Okay, can you imagine having to carry a cross after going through all of that? Okay, and so then after going through all of that, he made it, and unfortunately, crucified, right? And still, look at his heart, because while being crucified, he was still being kind. He was still judging and helping, right? Because the person that was also crucified next to him confessed a sin or something to that degree. And, he said something Jesus said something along the lines of, he would be with him in heaven, something like that. Right? And then there was another one that was crucified that was next to him. And he was still trying to, he was insulting Jesus. Like, oh, you're the Son of Man or something like that. Something along those lines, right? Baby, when I tell you, that bird came, landed right on his head. Because, remember he was crucified, right? And gouged his eyes out. See, that was an opportunity. He could have said nothing at all. And that'd have been that. But that was an opportunity. He could have got saved right then and there. Like, yeah, you in a horrible situation. With the minute you pass away, you're going to be in the greatest situation of your life. God, right? Heaven. However, so your enemies had a chance to surrender, and they did it, okay? So your enemies are being crucified by God for crucifying you, okay? So keep the imagination up. Everybody in this crucifixion here, okay? Right? Well, this is what we got here after your crucifixion. Okay, it's bad, right? The good people being crucified, the bad people being crucified. Everybody's in a crucifixion, whether they deserve to be or not. Unfortunately, because that's the situation, right? So the battle between good and evil. Okay, people had chances not to be perfect. God wasn't looking for that. Don't mind my body butter, okay? God wasn't looking for that. God was looking to see who's going to be for him and stand on it. So the ones that wasn't stood on it, okay? The ones that did, right? And the ones who did it and said something, God's going to have okay, your punishment ain't gonna be that bad, right? Or if at all, it depends. God knows your heart, okay? So in that case, somebody saw that you had something, they tried to steal it, okay? Right? Because that's what happened with Jesus. This is a replica, okay? On a lesser scale. And so basically tried to steal it. In some other cases could have sold you out for gold and stuff like that for $4 at a time as I'm saying this, okay? But listen, you're going to have everlasting life, okay? Regardless of gender, there is no such thing as gender in tarot anyway. Energy is fluid. Well, whatever they tried to take from you, that put you in a position, a very rough position, where it took a journey to overcome, right? You were very special. What you had physically, materialistic wise, did not make you. Although your enemies thought that because they valued materialism and viewed it in that way, right? Well, surprise, 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 surprise. Right? They didn't know you had ambition. They didn't know that you were also relentless. They didn't know that you also had persistence, consistency, discipline, bullheaded, stubbornness, and know how to use it to your advantage in a good way. Right? Everything. Yeah, you a diamond in the rough here. Okay? See, what they did was to you was unfair. What they stole from you, whatever they tried to withhold from you. In some cases, they could have tried to unalive you spiritually to keep their hands clean in the physical. Okay? In some cases, they could have tried to physically unalive you too. My apologies. Okay? And things have been unfair for a while. All right? With the King of Cups energy here, this energy was a mature energy. They knew what they were doing. They plotted this. They was cold, cruel, and cunning. Okay? Hey, man, in reverse. You're freed. Okay? You're freed. You see, we got this energy before. Somebody did this to get themselves out of Hangman. They wanted to get a head start on themselves, right? I heard a come up. But they were supposed to get a come up off of them doing the healing work, or vice versa. Whatever side of the story you want, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay? But what they didn't see is that, yeah, they didn't want you to see, like, some cases they could have tried to steal like your family that you was gonna co-create with and stuff like that, right? And they didn't want you to see that. They tried to, yeah, double cross you. Yeah, this was really and this happened in the past for a lot of you guys. Okay, yeah, this was a cheater, a player. Okay, whether platonically or romantically. If this was a friend that backstabbed you and betrayed you in some way by going to another friend of yours, or trying to marry into somebody that you was going to talk to or something. Yeah, they didn't want you to be fulfilled. They tried to block this. They tried to block your freedom. Okay, or you tried to block somebody else's freedom. Okay. For other people, if you had somebody and they got with somebody else, they tried to block you, sabotage you, and in some cases work together. With somebody was under black magic too, but I don't care, because black magic enhances what you already got going on. You shouldn't have been so low vibrational. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So things are going to be starting to move fast. Yeah, things are going to start to move fast for you if it hasn't already. Okay, and you're going to be in this Knight of Pentacles energy if you haven't already. All right. Yeah, they didn't want you to see this. Okay, the beauty within you. They tried to take it for themselves because things was going too slow for them, or things wasn't happening for them, and they didn't want to do the transformational work to attract the good karma. So they tried to steal your good energy. But no, it's coming back to you. Yeah, eternal life. You guys have earned eternal life. Yeah, love spell backfired. That come to be spell and come here so they ain't got to take accountability and do what's right and all the rest of that. Backfired. Yeah, soulmate. Another soulmate of yours is coming in, okay? Learn the soul contract, learn the soul lesson of this one so God can give you a new one, right? Keep praying if you, or maybe you have already praying for your actual spouse, right? You want to worry about them having multiple options. You have to worry about where you stand with them, because you're going to know, because they're going to make sure they let you know, okay? Make sure you subscribe to our other YouTube channel, Billy Ghost Prophetic Vessel. Those readings are timeless as well. The link is in the description box. That's what we have for you guys. Thank you all for your love and support here. It is truly, truly appreciated. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out. Deuces.